The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are in the right spot for the Consulting Revenue Roadmap. And let me get into presentation mode here. And at this point, hopefully you can hear me nice and loud and clear. And the title slide is up that says Consulting Revenue Roadmap. Build your platform, create authority, grow your business, even in this current climate. Can everyone see that and hear me A-OK? Just type a yes in the question box. And I'd love to hear from you if everything is coming across loud and clear on your end. And then I will pop into the question box myself here. And Tuli's here, Helen, John, Kim, Fred, Joe, great to see you, Charlie, Paul, Dell, great to see you, Anne, Sandeep, Paul, Carol, Wayne, Roger, great to see you also, Lloyd, and Barbara, and Charlie, and another Charlie, Paul, fantastic. Very, very nice. All right, well, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am super excited about this particular webinar, and so I suggest we get right down to business. And let's do that by popping in right here. Who this is for, so you know you're in the right place, you didn't get misdirected on the interwebs. This is for consultants and coaches and experts who want to dramatically ramp up their reach and revenue. Hopefully we have some of those here among us. It's also for emerging consultants and who I lovingly call corporate refugees, folks who are recently unemployed, disemployed, de-employed, our 40 million new friends out there. Either you want to escape the 9-to-5 or you have been escaped and you want to build a strong platform to launch a high-fee expert business, or even seasoned consultants not sure where to take their business next or how to nail down your most profitable niche, most profitable offers, the best business model, the best expert model for you in this new upside down crazy time that we find ourselves in. And oh my goodness, prospecting, opening conversations, closing sales, closing deals. We're going to also talk about that. So no matter where you are on your consulting journey, we will definitely have something here to help you. Here's our game plan. We're going to start by talking about the best expert model for you right now out of the 8 different distribution methods for your expertise. List building and gathering some emails, building an online platform that will help you grow your audience quickly. The 4 keys and the 3 decisions to help you unlock consulting-based revenue in your expertise-based business. A couple of simple back-end systems that if I were starting all over from scratch on day one, I would invest in these 2 very simple, very affordable tools to rebuild quickly. And then we're going to talk about sales. It's one of my favorite topics, and we don't talk about this much, actually, on these webinars, but I'm going to talk to you about it today. How to master high-fee enrollment conversations. And, of course, some next steps to help you make it happen. We're going to talk about some cool things that we have for you, and then we're going to do our massive Q&A. Make sure that you have every single question answered about starting, launching, growing, or relaunching your expert-based consulting business. Hang out till the end for some super cool gifts that will totally help you with your consulting and expert journey. And let me tell you a little bit about the path that brought me to where I am today with all of this material and what might give me the privilege of sharing some of this expertise, like you share your expertise with your clients and audiences. From 1987 to 2001, I had a string of different jobs in higher education. I actually got my first gainful employment at my graduate school, the City University of New York. I then went on to a small boutique technology training firm based in Wilmington, Delaware. Back then it was called Online Consulting. Now they've shortened that to ONLC. I then went on to some HR and management consulting work at Towers Perrin, and I ended up my illustrious corporate career doing more technology consulting with PeopleSoft before they were purchased by Oracle. I wasn't really happy with my boss. I had a couple of boss changes, a couple of reorganizations, decided to go out on my own after my best boss switched over immediately to my worst boss at PeopleSoft. I actually filed papers with the Pennsylvania Department of State to put my LLC together. I signed up with a franchise training company out of Waco, Texas, who's still around and still does good work. They're called 360 Solutions. And then this happened. So September 11th, 2001, of course, the day that will live in infamy, my entrepreneurial connection to 9/11 is as follows. I mentioned that in August, I filed my paperwork with the Department of State here in Pennsylvania. 9/11 happened. A couple of days later, I go to my mailbox and my official paperwork saying, hey, welcome to the business, was actually stamped September 10th, 2001. They put it in the mail. The next day, of course, our entire world changed and we lost 3,000 of our colleagues and friends. And that was the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey. So not only was that one of the worst times to start a business, but I had no idea what I was doing. I had no fan base, no connections, no clients, basically no clue. And I literally struggled for years to put some things together and to share some of the things that I'm now going to leapfrog and accelerate and fast forward for you. Mistake number one, I mentioned the franchise training company in Waco, Texas. I was a jack of all trades, master of none. This is a grocery bag. I was a grocery bag speaker because this was my first set of offerings. When you have offerings that are all over the map, this was literally all 30 of the workshops that I licensed from them. I had no clarity about my expertise or about my consulting prowess. Second mistake is I kept changing identities and changing brands and printing new business cards and building new websites. This is one of our websites from 2005. This is an actual screenshot from 2005. And I was working with everybody on anything. So solopreneurs, consultants, coaches, salespeople, business owners. I actually wrote a book called Unconsulting, whose subtitle is 95 Ways to Get More Done, Make More Money, and Rediscover the Joy of Business. I might as well have put and how to, sell antique furniture and how to build wooden boats and how to do everything and anything else. So that was another manifestation of no focus. And then my third mistake was nightmare partnerships from hell, one of which landed me in the New York Times because I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust myself to make decisions. So I actually went through two nightmare partnerships from hell. One was malevolent. The other one was a narcissistic sociopath, which is worse than malevolent. And at least I got some nice PR out of it. Take poor little David Newman of Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, who lost his shirt and about $45,000 into an event with a shyster and a semi-criminal. Anyway, let's not digress. This was because I didn't have the faith in my own ability to make decisions, and I always wanted to seek some partner or some other person that would take adult responsibility for my business success, and that was not a good idea. The turnaround came when I finally connected with the right mentors and coaches. I got the three foundational decisions, some of which we're going to talk about with you today: clarity, focus, and decisions. Who am I in the world? What do I offer? How much should I charge? How do I make a living at this? How do I reboot and repivot and reinvent in the wake of the 2001, 2002 kind of global tragedy? Then, of course, we did it again in 2008 and 9. And of course, now everyone is doing it in 2020. This is not my first rodeo. This is my third rodeo. And I would like to share with you what I would do differently if I was starting or rebooting a consulting-based business in the middle of a global disaster. First thing is I stopped doing things that didn't work. I stopped the marketing craziness, trying to do everything and be everywhere all the time. I stopped my sales malpractice, which was talking to 90% non buyers. And I was also trying to avoid some of these revenue dips. And the reason I was having these revenue dips is because I was undercharging and wrong charging. So, right now in the question box, I am curious, out of those three symptoms, which ones have you experienced the most recently? Type in craziness if you're assigning yourself 100 different marketing jobs. Type in sales malpractice or just malpractice if you find yourself talking with a lot of people who can't afford your fees. And then talk about dips if you are tired of the revenue roller coaster up and down dips because you're undercharging and wrong charging and really don't feel you have a handle on the financial and the fee end of your business. So in the question box, either craziness, been there, done that. I bought all the t-shirts. I bought them before you did. Malpractice, sales malpractice specifically, and then revenue dips. And let's go to the question box. Let's see what folks are coming up with here. So yeah, lots of craziness. David says all three. Paul, Ann, the other Paul, Carol says dips. Terry says all of the above. Carolyn says dips. Dell says dips and malpractice. Donnie says craziness. Gunter says marketing craziness. Wayne and Nancy on the craziness side. Tim is too scattered. Reg is king of craziness. Love that. Kathy says dips, no more roller coaster. Fantastic. Excellent. Good. And Sandeep and the other David also chiming in, and then Fahad and Michael. Thank you. All right, so the more honest we can be as far as where we are, the quicker we will get to where we want to go. So I really appreciate your honesty and transparency in these answers. My business started to seriously pick up when I stopped showing up thinking I knew everything and thinking I didn't need help, didn't need advice, and had it all figured out. I was 100% confident that I had it all figured out when I had none of it figured out. And today, and we'll kind of fast forward to that here in a moment, I am constantly learning. I am constantly connecting with other smart people. I am constantly seeking mentors and coaches because that's what was the original source of my success. And that's also what kept on elevating and escalating and accelerating our business further and further and further as time went on. All right, so here's where we are today. We are running and when I say we, there's 7 of us that work here at Do It Marketing. It's no longer just the David Newman Show, but I am, when we had live events, I was speaking at live events all over the country. I would say all over the world, except, Canada, UK, Germany. That's really as far as my professional speaking went. I've been to a lot of other countries, but not for work. We have 2 best-selling books, Do It Marketing, that just came out in paperback in January of 2020, and then the brand new Do It Speaking book that also came out in January of 2020. And then these logos, and then the picture on the right is of our clients. So we have client-only events, we have retreats, we have seminars, we have all kinds of fun things like that. Our clients' clients are companies like 3M, Microsoft, Marriott, Procter & Gamble, Nike, NASA, Dell, BMW, the Air Force, J&J, General Electric, Lockheed Martin, KPMG, Disney, and Pixar, thank you for asking, Bank of America, and BMW. So when folks connect with us as a consultant, as a speaker, as a trainer, as a thought leader, as an online course creator, these are the kind of clients that they're after. And these are the kind of clients that they land after working with us. And then on the lower right-hand side, for some wonderful, amazing, crazy reason, there are over 38,000 people who receive our daily emails. And you are among them, which is why you're here. So thank you for putting up with that tsunami. So long way from September 10th, 2001. Having gone through all of this craziness, I am here to tell you that your success is our success. I know what it's like to struggle, and I know what it's like to succeed. And I will tell you from firsthand experience and the experience of our clients, succeeding is a lot more fun. Now, you have consulting expertise that the world needs right now, probably more than it ever did before. And your expert business needs a solid foundation, which you're either building for the first time or you are rebuilding in the wake of this massive disruption and discontinuous change that we're experiencing. What that means is that you need to work on or rework your messaging, packaging, positioning, your business model, service menu, all of your pricing, all of your fees, and how to get a steady stream of leads, clients, and cash in the new normal. Not last year, not in January of 2020, not 5 years ago, but right now in the current environment with the current crisis and the current uncertainty that we're all working through. The playbook has changed and the strategies have changed, and that is what we're focusing on today. Your three biggest success factors, the three biggest success factors for you right now that are more important than ever are clarity of who you are, what you offer, why it's different, smarter, faster, cooler, better. Your focus on exactly who you serve and what problems you solve. And then key decisions. Some of these decisions I hope you'll make on today's masterclass. The decisions about the marketing tools, how to find prospects, how to set and get profitable fees. There are macro level decisions, there are micro level decisions, there are strategic decisions, and there are tactical decisions that you need to make to get unstuck, get out of your rut, and find your groove, especially now. Let's do another little litmus test here to see if you really are dialed in with the clarity, the focus, and the decisions. If you're not, here are three very easy symptoms. Without the clarity, focus, and decisions that I just mentioned, your strategy is constantly changing. Thus, your tactics of what you're going to be implementing or what you want to implement or what you ask your virtual assistant or your admin to start working on for you, constantly scattered and somewhat exhausting. And then your results are inconsistent, revenue roller coaster that we talked about before, and they're not where you want them to be. So out of those three symptoms, and maybe you've got one, maybe you've got several, maybe you have all of them like I did, type in strategy in the question box if you feel that your strategy is always changing and you're so tired of, let's go left. No, wait, let's go right. No, hang on, let's go down the middle. No, let's door number 3. No, hang on, door number 1. That strategy is always changing. Type strategy in the question box. If you've assigned yourself a whole bunch of tactical things with no strategy, and as you know, tactics without a strategy is simply busy work. If you feel that you're exhausting yourself with marketing and sales tactic after marketing and sales tactic, type in the word tactic. And if you feel that your results are both inconsistent and lower than you know they could be, and lower than you know they should be, and lower than you feel you deserve with the expertise that you have and where you are in your professional career right now. So strategy, tactics, results, those are the three things. Let's have a look in the question box, see who's where. So Carolyn and Donnie and Ari says all three. Ann says strategy and results. Steve says tactic. Because of frantic makeup of projected 2020 revenue from COVID. Yes, sir. Amen. Paul says results. The other Paul says tactics are scattered. I think I can be successful multiple ways. Too many. Wow, what a great insight there, Paul. Thank you for sharing that. Karen says a lot of tactics, lots and lots of tactics. So Karen, Patricia, Paul. Now the strategy crew is catching up with Tim and Dell and Carol. Carol says strategy and tactics. And then not Paul McCartney, but Paul McCarthy. Great to see you also in the tactical voting column. And Fred says tactics, and Paul says strategies a work in progress. And then Reg says overthinking, distraction, catch the dollar today. Yes. Okay. And again, the more clear we are on the self-diagnosis, I think the clearer the prescription and the clarity and the focus and the decisions that you want to make are going to be. So let's talk about what does it look like? What does it feel like when you get completely clear on this? Bryn Tillman came through our program. Notice the clarity language in here. During David's program, I saw a clear path to building a multi-million-dollar business. Got 2 new clients the first week just by doing my homework. With the clarity I got by going through this course, I will triple the size of my business this year. So the distractions fall away. You know who you are. You know what you're doing. You've got your prospecting dialed in. You've got your messaging completely clear. You've got your value proposition. You've narrowed down your service offerings and your service menu to things that are appealing, relevant, and effective to a specific target market. That feeling is permanent. That feeling, as long as you stay the course and you don't let your mindset weaken and you don't wander off the ranch, and we'll talk about some strategies for that in a couple of minutes, that is a completely different feeling than what I just said a moment ago, where, oh my gosh, my strategy is always going left, going right. I've got a random bunch of tactics instead of a business, and I wish my results were more consistent and at a higher level. So it's the opposite situation when you do what Bryn was able to do with our help and our guidance. Glenn Carver came through our program and he said that he, again, focus. And Glenn came in much like I was back in 2001, 2002. He could do a lot of things for a lot of people. We decided that speaking to CEO groups was his best and fastest path to cash. Once he made that his focus. Notice he says, I delivered 2 free talks to 2 CEO groups last month, as you suggested, and generated a $2,500 gig and a $5,000 gig. The $2,500 gig should turn into my first long-term client. Boom, mic drop. Laser focus leads to laser results. Set up your tent on one piece of ground, own that piece of ground, become the queen, become the king, become the empress of that territory, own that mountaintop, and things will start to shift. But you can only own that mountaintop with extreme focus and extreme intention towards focus that will help you. Now, let's talk about these 8 expert models, because there are 8 different expert business models. And we're going to talk about the best expert model for your particular audience, niche, and topic. Now, I can't obviously personalize this for every single person on the call right now, but I can put you miles ahead in doing it for yourself. So as an outside resource, you can play many roles with a client, and you get to choose your primary business model and then use that as a base from which you can expand and grow. So let's start by breaking down these 8 different roles that you may play in your consulting practice. And of course, you may serve in several of these roles during a single client engagement, but choosing your primary expert mode is important. Let's start with the technical expert. Technical expert doesn't necessarily work with technology, so don't let that fool you. Although an IT consultant is certainly a great example, and again, I was an IT consultant for a good number of years back in the 1990s and early 2000s. But it's a great example. I call these consultants an experienced pair of hands. Their value is in the been there, done that expertise that they bring to a situation. Other technical experts might include manufacturing experts, scientists, programmers, engineers. Technical experts bring a proven step-by-step framework for exactly what to do, how to do it, and when to make exceptions to the rules. So that's technical expert. Second one is a mentor. The dictionary defines a mentor as a trusted counselor or guide. Sometimes a consultant is brought in to act as an older, wiser, and much more experienced individual who helps and guides another individual's development. Mentors usually work with clients individually, but can also mentor groups, work groups, intact work teams, entire departments, or even senior leadership teams or boards of directors. Third one is the coaching expert model. A coach is someone who provides structure, accountability, and perspective and will hold you to your commitments. to move steadily forward on your specific goals. Coaches provide insights that help clients find solutions more quickly and effectively than they could on their own. You're going to have someone to complain to or celebrate out loud with. When you hit a roadblock, coaches support you and guide you back into action. Fourth one of my favorites, speaker. Sometimes consultants are brought in as the messenger. The purpose of speaking, of course, is to convey information, inspiration, new ideas, principles, and practices. In the best cases, speakers provide highly concentrated and actionable information. In the worst cases, they deliver a dry, boring message. Even as a speaker, there are three primary modes that you can focus on. You're either a teacher, a performer, or a catalyst. For example, in my own speaking mode, I characterize my mix, my blend of those three things, as 70% teacher, 20% catalyst, and only 10% performer. And you have to know your own mix and play to those strengths. So don't try and be something you're not in any of these modes. Trainer is the next one. Consultants can also come in to teach. In fact, the best consultants teach all the time, whether they're officially doing training or not. Training can take many forms, as you know, from frontline supervisory training to sales training, customer service training, leadership skills, negotiating, communications, executive education programs, technology training, regulatory training, product knowledge training, or even motivational training. As an advisor, which is the next role, an advisor can act as a little bit of everything. For example, an advisor might act as part coach, part trainer, and part technical expert. An advisor's greatest asset is his or her experience. They provide a sounding board and seasoned advice when it comes to complex issues or difficult decisions. Number 7 is facilitator. Consultants as facilitators provide valuable arenas for managers and teams and organizations to solve their own problems using a structured facilitation process. The skilled facilitator's main task is to help the group increase effectiveness by improving its process and communications. Facilitators act in a neutral manner and make sure everyone is heard. They resolve conflicts. They systematically work through issues, and they ensure good decisions get made using complete information and inclusive opinion sharing. Last one is the famous SME, or subject matter expert. Subject matter experts are humorously referred to as brains for hire. That description is fairly accurate. These consultants have deep expertise in their subject matter. They may be former professionals in the same industry as their clients. They may work in totally unrelated fields. Think in terms of attorneys, medical doctors, labor negotiating experts, authors, university faculty, and internet criminals turned security consultants are all in this category. So it's up to you to decide which and how many of these consulting modes and strategies you want to offer in your toolkit. Some consultants offer only one primary way that their clients can work with them, and some offer most or all of these modes under different circumstances and for different projects. Now, one major way for you to boost your revenue over the next 6 to 12 months is to expand your range of expert models on this slide that you want to offer, and add 1 or 2 new revenue streams from this menu that I'm sharing with you right now. So if you want to screenshot this puppy, you want to think about that. What else could you do? If you spend a lot of time coaching, could you add some training? If you spend a lot of time as a facilitator, could you also serve as a trainer or a mentor or a speaker? If you're a subject matter expert, could you add facilitation or coaching or advising? So think about expanding simply the menu of investable opportunities and consulting delivery modes to your business. That could be a game changer. For many of you, that might be the game changer that you end up running with, and I hope that it is. I hope that it is. Now, no matter what mode or method, there are 4 critical keys to unlock profit in all 8 of those distribution methods. The first one is getting crystal clear on what do you do, and being able to answer the question, so what do you do? If you and I met at a cocktail party and I said to you, so what do you do? Let's put in the question box right now. Do you love that question or do you hate that question? People who hate the question don't really hate the question. You know what they hate? They hate their answer to that question, or the answer to that question always keeps changing because you don't really have that dialed in. So if you love it, type love. If you hate that question, not because of the question, because you're never really happy with your answer, type in hate. I hate that question. So what do? Imagine if you could finally feel comfortable knowing who you serve and what problems you solve, and how to talk about it so that prospects want to buy. Second stumbling block, how do you do it? We just covered 8 different ways you can do it. But imagine if you had the steps, structure, and personalized support to make the key strategic decisions given your exact situation, personality, and preferences, so you could replace confused stuckness with action and results. Third question, no matter which 8 of those modes you want to use, where do I find good clients? Where do I find paying clients? Where do I find clients with budget to bring me in? So exactly where and how to get premium clients at premium fees. Build a high fee client getting plan that you will love. So you're no longer throwing darts at the dartboard. You're no longer undercharging, wrong charging, and winging it when it comes to clients and fees. And then finally, the fourth question is, oh my gosh, Del, Barb, Reg, Charlie, this was awesome. What else can you do? How else can we continue? How else can we go deeper? We're going to talk about that question here in a moment. But unlocking more revenue with new distribution methods for your current expertise and creating what we call a profit-rich integrated product suite. You do these 4 things, your consulting and expert business will never be the same. Everything will start to get easier. The floodgates will open. The focus will start to naturally evolve because now you know all the things you don't need to focus on. You need to know you'll know all the distractions that will not pull you off your game, and you will have the clarity and the focus and the ability to make great decisions that move your business forward, serve your clients, and make lots of beautiful money for you and for your family. Now, you might say, okay, well, David, that sounds great. How do I start going down that path? How do I start making these decisions? Because I've been sort of stuck, I've been waffling, I've been hedging my bets. So here are the 3 make or break decisions that I promised you. The 3 make or break decisions. Number 1, you have to decide who you are. A lot of people just focus on circle number 1, and they say, do what you love, the money will follow. Be passionate. You got to be passionate about your topic, be passionate about your expertise, be passionate about what you're consulting on. That is the world's worst advice. That is only 1/3 of the picture, because the complete picture, yes, you want to focus on what you're passionate about, but you also then immediately need to shift focus to who are you passionate about. Study those people, get to know what they're all about, then find out what are those people passionate to learn, do, or become. Let me repeat that. What you're passionate about, overlaid with decision number 2, who are you passionate about, overlaid with decision number 3, what are those people that you love serving and you love helping? What are they passionate about learning, doing, or becoming? If you can shorten the path and accelerate the speed to which they can learn, do, and become what they want to learn, what they want to do, and who they want to become, that is the core foundation of a high fee, high profit, high fun, consulting based expert business. Second question, and you can use a little bit of power of elimination, right? Little deductive power. Who do you absolutely not want to work for? What kind of company, what kind of team, what kind of entrepreneur, what kind of end client would just make you crazy? Who gets under your skin? Who gets on your nerves? Whose personality? It's like oil and water, completely incompatible with who you are and what you do and what you stand for. So figure out who's not for you, and then stop spending even an ounce of energy trying to get in front of the wrong people. Please, when I started doing this, my life got a whole lot simpler and I started making a whole lot more money. When I stopped following all of the shoulds and, you should get more of these big giant corporate clients and you should go back into technology and become the consultant for technology companies and consulting executives and technology executives. No, I didn't like those people. You know who I like? I like you. Well, most of you. I like you. I like the entrepreneurial expert. I like the bootstrapper. I like the solo consultant, trainer, speaker, independent professional thought leader. You're my people. I now do not spend a moment pursuing, chasing, or hunting anybody else. And you shouldn't either. Zero in on those three back here. Zero in on these three things, the intersection of those three things, and your business will take a major, major uptick. Number three, and a strategy that we teach, is how to instantly decommoditize yourself. The way to instantly decommoditize yourself is think about the intersection of three circles of expertise. So if you were to say, I work at the intersection of, I work at the intersection, for example, in our business, in my business, I work at the intersection of marketing, sales, and business development. I do not say I'm a marketing consultant. I do not say I'm a marketing coach. I do not say that I create marketing online courses. Because there's a million people who are marketing coaches and marketing consultants and create online courses. You want to decommoditize yourself by bringing together three disciplines, and it's that sweet spot, that red area of overlap where you do your best work, and that overlap is your distinction. Let me grab a drink real quick. I'm getting so excited. I'm going to unpack this with a couple more examples here. Let's say you're a leadership expert. You could say, I work at the intersection of leadership, strategy, and culture. Let's say that you're a presentation skills expert. I work at the intersection of presentations, communications, and persuasion. As soon as you say this, you become much more interesting than I'm a presentation skills consultant. People are going to lean forward and go, ooh, that's interesting. And the fun thing that you can do with this is take your three circles, whatever they may be, and let's actually, right now, let's do a brainstorm. In the question box, if you were to say, I work at the intersection of 1, 2, and 3, right? Leadership, culture, and strategy, innovation, creativity, and product development, sales, marketing, and customer data acquisition, whatever it is, think up three things that put together make up your secret sauce. I'd love to see some of these combinations of three things. Put them in the question box. As you're doing that, I'm going to read them out here in a moment. As you're doing that, be aware this is your distinction. This is what makes you exciting, compelling, and relevant, especially now. Because people don't want to hire a one-trick pony. People want to hire folks that have multi-dimensional expertise. Almost everybody that we work with has multi-dimensional expertise, but you're not talking about it. You're not articulating it. You're not telling people that you're this super secret ninja that has 1 + 2 + 3 = 10. So when we say we work at the intersection of marketing, sales, and business development, or marketing, sales, and revenue growth, or we have a couple different variations of it, people go, ooh, that's interesting. Now you can start to say from your three circles, circle number 1 is not enough. So if I say marketing is not enough, I bet you've tried other marketing programs. Oh yeah, have I ever? Whew, they were a disaster. I bet you've bought some sales training, because sales training and working on your sales, that's not enough either, separate from marketing and from business development. I bet you've done a lot of sales training and that didn't leave you any better off than when you started. Yeah, true, good. Third thing, I bet you've taken all kinds of business development programs about scaling your business, leverage your business, multiply your business. I bet those didn't work for you that well either, because they never talked about marketing. They never talked about sales. They talked about theories and concepts, and you couldn't take those theories and concepts to the bank. At this point, if you and I were to have this cocktail party discussion, you would probably say, hey, David, give me your card. And either you could use me, or a friend of yours could use me, or your brother-in-law who just started a consulting business could use me, or somebody can use what you and I do. And hey, give me your card. Oh my gosh, that sounds great. We need to talk. I need to introduce you. I need to connect you. That's what will start to happen. Let me just see what kind of fabulousness we all put here in the question box. So business presentations, employee communications, inspirational corporate leadership. Very nice. Charisma, discretionary effort, leadership, and productivity and performance. Sweet. Culture, creative problem solving, strategy. Love it. Intersection of business development, professional services, and self-promotion. Great. Training, process improvement, client engagement. Love that. Action, reaction, strategy. Yeah, great. All of these, really fantastic. Really fantastic. Spoken word communication, leadership, and influence. Strategy, soul, and vision. See, right here, some of these make me want to talk to you right now. And some of you I know, of course, but those of you that I don't know, I'm like, wow, that sounds really cool. I wonder how that works. I wonder what that is. And that is what you want to put in front of your prospects. And then David says leadership, culture, and communication. Godwin says politics, governance, and development. Dysfunctional leadership, facilitating honest conversations and cultural transformation. Yeah, perfect. Terry says strategy, leadership, and building solid business growth structure. So aside from the wordsmithing, which is the least important thing, you got it. You got it, you got it, you got it. That might be a big takeaway that you start using immediately. Now, let's talk about depth with variety. The trick here is to diversify while still specializing. Think in terms of transformational work more so than transactional work, because you want your prospects, after your initial consulting engagement of any kind, to say, what else can you do? How can we get more? How do we go deeper? What's the next step? You want to be able to repackage your services for additional levels of depth, duration, and detail. So don't just sell a speech, fix a problem. Don't just sell a coaching package, fix a problem. Don't just sell a consulting gig, fix a problem. Here's what that looks like. Our client Adrian Davis came through our program. He says took a potential $50K to $80K deal. And with your exact coaching, I transformed it into a $300,000 deal. Notice the word transform. He transformed the deal because he had a transformational value prop for his client. He says, I can now see how to scale this business 10 times. I've been comfortable at 6 figures. Now with your help, we're going to hit 7. I was undercharging and wrong charging. There's that language again. Shifted my mindset, rethink and repackage my expertise so that I'm now getting the real value that I'm worth. The interesting thing, of course, is Adrian is a very skilled sales trainer and sales leadership expert. The only person he could not see this for was sitting in his chair. So when he came to work with us, it was a blinding flash of the obvious, but it's like asking a fish about the water. The fish doesn't know about the water because the fish lives there. You and I can see the water for other people. And so when I gave him the guidance, the structure, the accountability, and the mentoring to start doing these transformational sales leadership initiatives instead of doing one-off speeches, his business just took a huge hockey stick. That was a repackaging exercise as well as a re-articulation exercise. Tony Lucero, who we're currently working with right now, he says, long story short, I've picked up 2 coaching clients totaling $32,400. I'm on retainer for 90 days at $10,000 per month with the company. And he says, doing the activity that David outlines and focusing on what I wanted to attract. Notice the word focus, clarity, decisions. That's our magic 3 words throughout our training today. Focus on what I wanted to attract to my business that allowed the doors to be opened. Stay the course, do the work, and know your target market. And then I said, love, love, love these results, energy, and momentum. Go, Tony. And then Tony very nicely at the bottom says, David, your program made this possible. But this is another great example of repackaging, reimagining different levels of depth, duration, and detail. Tony was a fantastic speaker. He was an awesome speaker, still is an awesome speaker. He presents on live streams, he presents on webinars, he presents on video. We said, you could also go into longer term relationships with your clients with coaching and consulting and retainer-based programs. He embraced that, and this is the result. $32,400 in coaching, $10,000 per month for 90 days. That's another $30,000. So literally changing one focus, changing one decision brought in $62,400 for Tony. And it can do the same for you. But you need the clarity, you need the focus, you need to make the decision. You need to make the decision. Let's talk about list building, because here's another monkey crazy Wild West problem that people are like, oh, got to build a list, got to post on social media, got to do content marketing, got to blog, got to tweet, got to Facebook, got to do this, got to do that. And you don't. You don't. I'm going to give you a much simpler formula in the next couple of minutes that's going to make you exhale, breathe, and relax. So the first thing you need to start gathering a tribe, to start building momentum, to start building the list is a deep understanding of what your prospects want, need, and value. You need to develop some simple pieces of content. Let me underline simple 3 times. Simple pieces of content that directly address those pains, problems, headaches, challenges, and gaps. I'm going to give you some examples here in a moment. And a simple set of online tools, there's 2 of them that I'm going to give you, that capture email addresses and deliver that value-rich content to the client or prospect who wants it. Simple. Simple, simple, simple. My buddy Jay Baer has a fantastic opt-in lead magnet. When you go to his website, you click on some things. This is a full screen pop-up. And Jay is offering 7 virtual event success factors, right? Put in your email, click to view the guide. Very short, 3, 4, 5, 6-page guide, very easy to create. You can create this in a weekend. You can create this in an afternoon, depending on where this material already lives. So that's my buddy Jay Baer. That is his lead magnet. That's his lead capture mechanism. That's his offer. My buddy Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter, put together a simple ebook, 20, 30 pages, not a big deal. He has a great new book, by the way, called A Mind for Sales. He has an ebook called Hidden Dangers of Discounting Your Price. First name, last name, email, boom. Super simple. People love cheat sheets. They love checklists. They love ebooks. They also love webinars. So thank you for being on this one. But we did our high fee webinars webinar a few weeks ago. When you have a webinar, you can obviously invite people onto a live webinar like this one. You can record a webinar. You can do a replay of a live webinar. That is a third kind of lead magnet. That's a third kind of email capture mechanism that you can start to use. Now, how are all of these working? Biggest tip, keep the tech super simple. 2 tools that we use and recommend. MailChimp is one for that. That's your email service provider. That's where your list will live, your subscribers. You can do segmentation, you can do tagging, you can do some simple automations in there. And then Lead Pages. Lead Pages let you do the exit pop-up like you saw with Jay Baer. Lead Pages is what you use to register for this webinar. Lead Pages is what you use to register for all the webinars that we do, and the PDFs, and the cheat sheets, and the ebooks, and the downloads. So we are huge fans of these 2 tools. They are very simple. They are not expensive, and we have 2 special links down here, doitmarketing.com/MailChimp, to get you some preferential terms on your initial MailChimp subscription, and doitmarketing.com/leadpages, all squished together, and that gets you some preferential pricing and a free trial of Lead Pages. So these are the 2 tools. If I was to start my business tomorrow, you take everything away from me. You take away the list, you take away the books, you take away the website, you take away everything. Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., I'm signing up for MailChimp, I'm signing up for Lead Pages, and I will catch up to you in about 90 days. And I will probably be able to rebuild this business within about 6 months. Knowing what I know and these 2 tools, you will become unstoppable. You will become unstoppable, and you can literally keep it that simple. You do not need to blow up your head with all kinds of, complicated technology and all kinds of crazy nonsense that you don't need. Now, because of the way that the world works, especially in the COVID-19, post COVID-19 world, this was true before, but now it's super, super important that you take this to heart. We are living right now in an attention economy. An attention economy means that first you have to earn your prospect's attention before you ever earn the right to invite them to a sales conversation. What earns attention? Value. Value, relevance, and content that they can benefit from without first paying you money. I call this happy meal marketing. That when people buy your full program or sign up for your course or sign up for your consulting or bring you into their company, of course, they get a beautiful 7-course meal. Everybody that comes in contact with your marketing is better off, meaning nobody leaves hungry. If they just download Jay Baer's virtual event checklist and never give Jay any money, they are better off. If they only download Mark Hunter's ebook and never buy his book or never hire him to come in and do a sales program, they are better off because they got the free ebook. So please take that to heart. Nobody leaves hungry needs to be your new marketing mantra, because we are living now in a hyper-focused attention economy. And if you don't show up with value and you don't show up with relevance, you're not going to win their attention. Now, let's say that you put out some great content. People say, well, David, there's so many people who do what I do. There's so many leadership consultants. There's so many sales consultants. There's so many personal finance experts. There's so many weight loss experts. There's so many parenting experts. Okay, you want to stand out? Stand out. Let me repeat that. It's big. If you want to stand out, stand out. What does that mean? Take a stand on your topic. Be bold, be opinionated, don't hold back. Be contrarian. Stir the pot, rock the boat. Don't be afraid to share your biases, slant, and personal experiences or client experiences. The web doesn't need more vanilla information. I have bad news. Doesn't need more vanilla information from you. Doesn't need more vanilla information from me. What prospects want is they want insights. Information is a commodity. Specific insights, guidance, and help that they cannot get elsewhere. That is your job. That is my job. That is our job. If I can Google something and find 100 blog posts and 50 videos that are better, faster, smarter, and cooler than what your generic information is, I'm not going to pay attention. You know what I can't find 100 of? I can't find 100 of your personal perspective, your personal opinion, your slant, your biases, your war stories, your battle scars. I want to hear the good, the bad, the ugly. I want to hear you rant. I want to hear your manifesto. I want to hear what's right with the world, what's wrong with the world, what would the world look like if everybody followed your instructions. I want a glimpse into that world. That they cannot get anywhere else, my friends. They can't. I dare you to do this in the next 24 hours on LinkedIn, on your blog, on your social media, in a video. I want you to start tearing the world up. And I want you to make your mark. I want you to do what Steve Jobs talked about, which is to put a dent in the universe. Because if you don't put a dent in the universe, nobody is listening. Nobody was listening before. It was bad enough before. But now in COVID-19, post-COVID-19 reemergence land, man, if you are not blowing your own horn, there is not going to be any music. There is not going to be anything. So you need to stand out. You need to stand out. How do you stand out? Start standing out. I know it sounds silly, but it's true. All right. Danger zone. Marketing crazy zone ahead. Danger, keep out. Here's what I mean. A lot of your social media looks like this, right? Oh my God, I've got 100 different marketing jobs. I got 100 different platforms. I have no idea where to start, and I don't have time for any of it. I don't have time, interest, or skill for any of this crazy nonsense. Then I'm looking at my email inbox. Let's see what the email inbox has to say about marketing craziness. Should I do a podcast? I need to create a movement. Oh my God, 15 platforms to create and sell online courses. YouTube training. Yes, I got to get the YouTube training. Tools of the trade. Yeah, I got to get more tools. How to craft an offer. That sounds important. Oh my gosh, there's a summit happening. Let me sign up for that. How to get new business from 3 sources. Oh, someone has an important update for me, and today's my last chance for something, and someone made me a quick video. Oh, thank goodness. Now, this is a screenshot literally from one single day. This is one single day in my inbox. I bet it's one single day in your inbox. And then we're wondering, how come we're in the marketing crazy zone? Well, because all these forces are pulling us into the marketing crazy zone. So go ahead and type Y or yes in the chat box if you have found yourself, like I have, being pulled in to the vortex of the marketing crazy zone. Have you fallen in? Just let me know, my brothers and sisters. Let me know. I hope I'm not alone. Maybe that was just my inbox. Maybe your inbox doesn't look that way, or your spam folder, promotions folder, bulk mail folder. How come we have 3 different folders where this junk goes, by the way? We have the junk folder, we have the bulk folder, we have the promotions folder. I guess it depends on what software you're using. But Outlook has one thing, and Google has something else, and other email has something else. But man, we get bulk, we get spam, we get promotions, we get all kinds of crazy things. So have you fallen into the marketing crazy zone? Yes, 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 yes. Donnie, Robin, Terry, Dave, Kathy, Billy, David, Fred, Maria, Sunny, Carolyn, Sean. Hey, Sean Mize is here. Great to see you, my friend. Paul, Jennifer, Carol, Kathy, Roger, Paul, Ari. But yeah, okay, good, good, good. Lots of Y's, lots of yeses, lots of exclamation points. Karen says no, thankfully, which is great. Helen says, you stole my email inbox screenshot. Sadly, I didn't, because my email inbox looks the exact same way. Now, here is your simple social media plan. This is worth the price of admission. We have a whole bunch of other cool stuff coming up. This is one of the reasons you came here. Trust me. By the way, block off at least another 30, 40 minutes because we have a whole bunch of cool stuff coming up here. So these are always mega. These are mega webinars. I don't want to cut corners. I don't want to give you the crap. 2 good ideas and a pat on the head. I don't call that a webinar. I call that a con job. This is your social media marketing plan for the rest of your professional career. And it is incredibly simple. It is based on the concept of reuse, recycle, repurpose, and redeploy. All the re words are in here. On Monday, you write a 500 to 600 word blog. That's it. Super simple. You write it, you post it, you're done. Tuesday, flip on your webcam, riff on that same content in a 2 to 5 minute video. Doesn't have to be long. 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. This is where you rant. This is where you share your opinion, perspective, experience, slant, bias, war stories, battle scars, all those great things I talked about. This is where we get the video. This is where you can cut loose. What do you do with that video? You upload it native to Facebook. Don't post the YouTube link on Facebook. Upload the original video to Facebook. Upload the same original video to YouTube. And upload the same original video yet a 3rd time to LinkedIn. Facebook and YouTube length doesn't matter. LinkedIn has to be under 10 minutes. But because you're doing a 2 to 5 minute video rant every Tuesday morning, it's always going to be LinkedIn friendly. So you upload the native video to Facebook, upload the native video to YouTube, upload the native video to LinkedIn. Set it and forget it. That's all you do on Tuesday. 2 to 5 minute rant. You can do this. Your assistant can do this. Your team can do this. Your virtual assistant can do this. Take the video, post it 1, 2, 3. Boom. Wednesday, you take the same idea that was in your 500 to 600 word blog and you make a little 1-page summary. Could be a cheat sheet, could be a simple checklist, could be a little visual infographic that you make in Canva or PowerPoint. You can put together a little 5-slide PowerPoint that just extracts and summarizes and visualizes some of those ideas, and you save that as a single PDF. Your only mission on Wednesday is to take the Monday blog, make some nice, colorful, fun PDF. You're going to email that out to your list, and then you are going to link to the Monday blog and the Tuesday videos. So you see how this is going now. All we're doing is we're recycling, repurposing, redeploying that one piece of Monday content. Thursday, we're going to go into some little graphic software. Canva is my favorite. Very easy to use, very simple. You can have the artistic skills of a second grader and make very nice looking things in Canva. Create an image or a pull quote or a meme or a tweetable in Canva. Take that image, post it onto your LinkedIn and Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So you're taking that same 500 to 600 word blog and you're taking the soundbite or the key concept or the key phrase out of it. And then you're going to post it in these places. You're going to link to the Monday blog, the Tuesday video, and the Wednesday resource, and you're going to put that on lead pages. You're going to put that on lead pages, so now there's an opt-in email collection mechanism. You're going to put that on lead pages. The back end of that's going to be MailChimp. Anyone who wants that package of good stuff will then go to your lead page landing page. They will type in their name and email. They'll be added to your MailChimp database, and they will get the goodie. And that's all you do on Thursday. Image, post, create the opt-in with lead pages and MailChimp that I told you about a second ago. Here's what you do on Friday. Go to various groups, blogs, forums, and communities where your target market is already gathering. You're going to ask a question, a legitimate question, a real question about that same topic, that same theme, that same concept. As you start to spark conversation, as people start to comment, as people start to engage with you, answer the question, ask more questions, kind of open up additional dialogue, you're going to reach out to those people individually and privately, not publicly, privately. And you go, hey, Bob, I saw your comment, I saw your question, I saw your post in the group. I just blogged about this. Have a look at it. Here's the link. And you're going to point them to the same lead page you created Thursday. What are they going to get? They're going to get the blog. They're going to see the video. They're going to download your one-pager or PowerPoint or visual resource, and you start collecting email addresses. All you need to do is this, and this is a platform builder, an email list builder, an audience builder, and it's going to get you individual conversations with people who you can probably help. Now, I'm not one to pat myself on the back, but if this is valuable to you, this very super simple, multi-touch, multimedia, not a lot of content creation, if this schedule makes sense to you, type something nice in the question box. If you're willing to do just this much work, where we do a blog on Monday, flip open the camera, do a 2 to 5 minute video on Tuesday, post that around a couple places where it belongs, very simple Word or PowerPoint, little visual checklist, cheat sheet, visual accompaniment. Then create an image in Canva, which is free. Post that to LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram where you already have accounts. Link that to your Monday blog, your Tuesday video, and your Wednesday visual resource. Put an opt-in, put a lead collector in front of that, and then start going into groups on Friday. This is less than 30 minutes a day. This is 30 minutes on Monday. Maybe I'll give you 45 if you're a slow writer. 500 to 600 words is not a lot. It's like 3/4 of a page. 2 to 5 minute video takes you, you got it, 2 to 5 minutes. Wednesday, put together a quick one pager or a quick PowerPoint. We're usually pretty good at that as consultants and speakers and trainers. Canva, fun, 5-10 minutes. Post it to those 3 places, add lead pages, add MailChimp. Maybe that'll take you 30 minutes. If you have a fantastic virtual assistant, have your fantastic virtual assistant do it. It then takes you no minutes on Thursday. And then Friday, 30 minutes. Go to the blogs, portals, communities, forums, and groups where your target market is already engaging. Ask a question. similar to the theme that you blogged about on Monday. Spark conversation, engage in dialogue, grab people privately. I just blogged about this. Send them to your lead page. Start collecting emails. Start opening conversations. Could I make this any simpler? Could I make this any simpler? I don't think so. So thank you for those great words. This is totally achievable. Brilliant. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's Thule. This is very good, says Kathy. Carla says, terrific idea. I can do this. Steven says, loving the continuity through the week. One topic, lather, rinse, repeat, repeat, repeat. You got it. You got it. Sunny says, yes, 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 yes. Wonderful. Brilliant. Great. You got it. My pleasure. Thank you for those kind words. So this is a very simple social media game plan. Number one secret to success. Ray Kroc, founder of McDonald's, and I guess I have McDonald's on the brand because I also did Happy Meal marketing. Ray Kroc was once asked, what does he feel is the secret to his success? And his answer was profound. He said, I guess nobody ever walked into one of my restaurants who wasn't hungry. And that is what we need to do for you, is find that hungry target market who's willing to eat all these fantastic Happy Meals, engage with you, connect with you, open a conversation with you, spread the word about you, and give you lots and lots of beautiful money to help them solve the urgent, pervasive, expensive problems that they have in their company or their career or their business or whatever it is. But that's the key, is find your hungry target market. Now, if all four of these were totally dialed in, you knew what you do, you knew how you do it, you knew where to find clients, and you knew how to expand the depth, detail, and duration of what you do. If all four were firing on all cylinders 100% clarity, focus, and alignment, put a feeling word into the question box. How would that feel? What emotions wash over you when you say, man, I got this all dialed in. I know who I am. I know what I do. I know my value. I charge for my value. I am in complete focus. I am in complete alignment. The decisions that I make support my business. They do not detract or distract from my business. Give me some emotion words. Awesome, relief, fantastic, freedom, flexibility, 100%. And I love these words, by the way. Keep them coming. 100% complete clarity, focus, and alignment in your consulting-based expert business. Get in touch with that. I remember very specifically, I was working on my old website. We have a new website that came online last year, but the old website we've had for 10 years. Back in 2010, 2011, I finally changed the language on the homepage where it was completely clear and completely in alignment with what I wanted to do, who I was doing it for, what it really was. I was no longer hiding. I was no longer guessing, fudging it, winging it, hedging my bets. I declared who I was for, what problems I solve, and that clarity. I would actually literally open up my website at any given random, Wednesday afternoon, Thursday morning, Saturday night, and I would just look at the website and go, oh, it feels so good. It was like scratching an itch. It was like scratching an itch because I tried so much to be these other things that I'm not. And when it was finally in aligned, I had this amazing sense of clarity and freedom and alignment and focus and relief. And it felt light and it felt easy. It felt a lot easier to do my business when I said what I was and I was what I said. Right? I am what I am, like Popeye, the old cartoon. I am what I am. You say what you mean and you mean what you say. So how would that feel if it was completely aligned for you? Empowering, authentic, accomplished. Roger says, you are brilliant. Well, thank you, my friend. You are brilliant as well. Immense satisfaction, winning, relief, motivated, serenity, confident, fulfilling. Awesome, complete, confident, professional, purposeful. Man, I love that. Invigorating, so relieved, feeling heavenly. Amen, amen, amen. Totally great. Now, I think I skipped a slide there. Hang on. There we go. So Copy Green came into our program, was not making all the right decisions in all the right way. She says some nice things, of course, about tremendous value, direct, no BS, to the point, action oriented, help us get results. You give everything we need to do that. The part I like is the part that I highlighted. How do I know? I jumped into your program after the first week. Using the tools I developed with your guidance, I locked in a $60,000 plus contract. Why? Alignment, focus, knowing who you are, knowing what you do, knowing who you do it for, and not being afraid to sell big. One of the mantras that I repeat on these webinars over and over and over again, and it's important for you to hear again if you've heard it before: you cannot serve big if you sell small. These transformational big programs like Copy was selling, this was not a gig. This was not a one-off. This was not an easy $5,000 training day, $2,500 webinar. She diagnosed the problem that this prospect had, and she was not afraid to sell big on the first call. And because she sold big, she was able to serve big. But you cannot serve big if you sell small. And that's a decision that you can make today. Bill Cates, on the other side, my buddy in the $1 Million Speakers Group at the National Speakers Association. I've done some work with him. I run a multi-million-dollar business offering virtual training, consulting, coaching, and of course, speaking. David's coaching has been invaluable for me. Whether you're new or a seasoned pro, David will show you how to run a better business and therefore make more money with a step-by-step process that produces tangible results. So again, the master is always the student. And we have some rock stars in here like Sean Mize, who's constantly studying and improving. My buddy Bill Cates, constantly studying, improving, hiring coaches, hiring mentors. And I am always constantly studying and improving. The moment I realized that I didn't have this all figured out, and that this was a hugely arrogant position to come from, and that even the best hire mentors and hire coaches, that was the day my business turned around. So you'll see all of these very, very successful people and people on the way to success make investments in themselves. The only folks who don't make investments in themselves are the ones that don't want to improve or think that they somehow can't improve. And that's a deadly place to be. I've been there. I kept myself stuck with that self-limiting belief for quite a long time. Now, let's talk about sales and selling. This is the anchor position here, and then we'll get to our Q&A, and I'll tell you about some other cool things that we might want to do together. So, enrollment and sales process. If you don't like the word sales, scratch the word sales, focus on the word enrollment, focus on the word invitation, because we only do invitation-based selling in our company. So if you invite people to do business with you in a strategy call, discovery call, initial call of some kind, you have to give them an agenda. So you have to sell the value of the call. It's generally in 4 parts. Number 1, it's where your business or practice is going. Number 2, where you are currently. Number 3, removing whatever you work on, whatever you help with, your topic roadblocks. So we might say your marketing roadblocks, your consulting roadblocks, etc. Number 4, what other bank CEOs just like you have done to create success? What other solo consultants just like you have done to create success? What other nurse managers just like you have done to create success? So this is you can screenshot this if you want to. This is your overall strategy call, discovery call, initial assessment call that you are truly assessing whether or not you can help them, and you're judging them, you're filtering them just as much as they're filtering you. Now, the first question I always ask is, give me a quick sketch of your professional journey up to this point. What have you done to get where you are today when it comes to your topic? And then we'll spend the rest of the call on where you'd like to go next. Now, when I do this, it opens up my prospect, right? They start talking, they share success stories, war stories, mistakes, dead ends, disappointments. This might be anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes. I will ask clarifying questions. I will ask guiding questions. You're about to get some of those here in a moment. But this is how I open every strategic consultation. Give me a quick sketch of your professional journey up to this point. What have you done? Let's use that as the springboard for where you want to go. The magic phrase is, do you mind if I treat you like a fee-paid client during this call? In the first minute, I somehow work that into our initial rapport building, greeting. Hi, how are you? Great to talk to you. I got to ask you, Sean, do you mind if I treat you like a fee-paid client during this call? What that means is I'm going to tell you, like I would with a client, I'm going to tell you what I hear. I'm going to tell you what I like. I'm going to tell you what I don't like. And I might even make some recommendations that I think that you need to hear that you might not want to hear. Do I have your permission to do that? And they go, yes. Oh gosh, that would be great. That would be fantastic. Now, here's the big aha. These are not just sales calls. They are calls where you determine if there's a good fit to do business together, but don't tell them about your smarts. Show them. Deliver a powerful experience of value. Make this call one that they will never forget. So even, again, Happy Meal marketing, right? Even the sales call has value. The enrollment conversation has value. Treat them like a client. At the end of that 30 or 45-minute call, their choice will be, do I want to continue? Do I want to continue working with Fred? Do I want to continue working with Barb? Do I want to continue working with Sally? Man, this was a powerful, powerful session. Do I want to continue? Here's your end of call script. And again, screenshot this, keep this, it's my gift to you. I always say, Bob, before we wrap up, I have one more question for you, and then I'm happy to answer any of your final questions. In my experience, two kinds of folks sign up for these consultations. The first group are folks who just want the free advice and that's it. The second group are folks who want the free advice but are also test driving what a working relationship with me might feel like. Which group do you find yourself in? Now, when you ask this question, and I've asked this hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, here's how the math works out. Some will say they're in category 1. Some will say they're in category 2. Some will say they started out in category 1, that they had no intention of hiring you or working with you, but now they're in category 2 because you totally rocked the consult. Then what you do is you set up a separate call to maintain the integrity of that initial helping call and to avoid any sense on your part or theirs that it was a bait and switch. But you set up that call right there at the end of the first call. And that is going to get you huge, huge results. Now, not 100% sure why you showed up today. Could be that you're in any of these three categories. You're a consultant, coach, or expert who wants to dramatically ramp up your reach and revenue. There are some really helpful, really useful things here for you. You might be an emerging consultant or a corporate refugee who wants to escape the 9-to-5 and build a strong platform to launch your high-fee, expert-based business. You might be a seasoned consultant and just not sure where to take it next, given all the craziness and turmoil that we're going through, and how to nail down your most profitable niche, offers, business model, and prospecting plan in this new normal that we find ourselves in. So we have some training, coaching, mentoring, support, a system, a process, and a fantastic set of tools to help you with the clarity and the focus and the decisions that we talked about. I will tell you a little bit about that. I will invite you to consider that. I will give you pretty good savings on that. And then we'll circle into our Q&A. I want to make sure I answer every single one of your questions so that you leave here knowing what you came to learn and taking away what you came to take away. So I showed you the system. I showed you the process. I said that we have a methodology. You may be asking yourself, how do I apply this process and system for starting and growing a high-fee consulting business in the current climate? Of course, you have a choice. You can do it slowly using trial and error and some of the information that I shared today, or you can do it quickly with a proven, repeatable system and steps and tools. When in doubt, I always bring in my buddy, Albert Einstein. You got to bring in the big guns when that's called for. Einstein said everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. So boiled down to its essence, but not dumbed down. And that's the program that we have for you. It's called the Expert Profit Formula. We are super proud of this program. It is getting amazing results for people right now as we speak. It is a complete step-by-step system It takes you by the hand, as in step 1, step 2, step 3, everything that you need to know and do to implement what we talked about today and a whole lot more. There's no ambiguity, there's no confusion. It is filled with templates, models, examples, and exactly how to information. It's got coaching and support built in from me and our fantastic team to help you reach your goals, meaning that you always have two options. There's the do it yourself option, which looks like the car on the left, and there's our expert profit formula, which is the car on the right. If I had to go up a mountain, and there's many paths up the mountain, I know which car I'd rather go in that's going to be safer, faster, smoother, and a whole lot more fun. It's going to be that beautiful BMW M6 convertible on the right, and it's not going to be this crazy jalopy thing on the left. So for that reason alone, I recommend that you look at the expert profit formula. This is what it looks like on the inside. It is a complete digital portal that includes methodology, training tools, templates, word-for-word scripts, examples, all kinds of fantastic things. Training and mentoring built in. It now has 26 lessons. When we launched it, it had 22. So you're also getting lifetime upgrades to this program. You can log in anytime. It's all digital, mobile friendly for your tablets and phones. Everything is self-paced. It's all unlocked at once. There's no drip. There's no waiting. So everything is available right away. Nothing is left out. Nothing is assumed. It is the content and the coaching and the community of high-achieving peers that will make sure that you're successful this time in launching or relaunching your expert-based business, and it comes with our 100% support. So you might be wondering about the money part, and you could try and figure this out on your own. You could spend thousands upon thousands or hire some consultant for 15, 20, 25,000 bucks. For private clients, I myself have charged $1,000 an hour or $15,000 for a 90-day private coaching relationship. I couldn't keep up. Many of you know I turned that off a good number of years ago. So the question is, what are you going to be investing? I got good news. It's not $15,000. It's not even $1,000 an hour. It is on sale right now for $19.97. So if you go to the website, you click through, you're just average Joe Schmo, you'll pay $19.97, but you're not average Joe Schmo. So you're here on this webinar with me right now. The entire system and 90 days of coaching, 50% off, and VIP special bonuses that I'll tell you about in a moment are yours when you go to Get EPF. Program is called Expert Profit Formula, so it's getepf.com, and the coupon code to use is WEB because you're on this webinar. So the $2,000 program becomes the $997 program when you put in that coupon code WEB, W-E-B, and click the apply button. So here's what you're getting. You're getting the video training. I actually didn't even update the screenshot. You see here it says 22 step-by-step skill building modules. That's actually 26. I have to update the screenshot in this webinar. You're going to get on a monthly group call with me where we're going to do some training and some hot seats and process some issues and remove some obstacles and kick some big ideas around to help you. We're also going to do some private coaching with our fantastic team. Stephanie and Sarah and our other coaches are going to make sure that you get on track, stay on track, and make the very most of this program. So you will get some personalized private attention. We have a Facebook group where the whole team and I and Sam and Charlie and the whole bunch of the team is in there constantly answering questions, giving feedback, giving critiques. You're going to get one deeply discounted ticket to our live boot camp that's coming up in September 24th and 25th. It's going to be virtual this time. It would ordinarily be in person, but it's going to be virtual. It's going to be an online live event, and an expert marketing library that right now contains a whole bunch of COVID-19 marketing, COVID-19 selling, and COVID-19 prospecting resources. And that's going to be an ever-growing library of cool stuff. And you get access to this deal during our Q&A while we're talking for the rest of this webinar, while we're live. When you go to getepf.com, that's the URL that's on the screen, getepf.com, and make sure to use the coupon code WEB. If you do not use the coupon code, you'll be paying full price, and that would be sad. Good for me, sad for you. So don't do that. What does the program cover? The 4 modules are the exact 4 areas that we talked about. What do you do? How do you do it? Where to find clients? What else can you do? How to build your integrated product suite. So you go to getepf.com right now, use the coupon code WEB, W-E-B. Here's what you're getting. Lifetime access to the full EPF training, 26 step-by-step video modules, every template, every tool, every script, 90 days of coaching with me and the team, free upgrades, free lifetime upgrades to the program. And we've already done upgrade number 1, so you're getting that automatically. Plus these fast action VIP bonuses that I'll tell you about here in a moment. Number 1, do you need to pay the whole thing all at once? You do not. Ordinarily, it's a $19.97 program with a forepay of $5.97. We're not doing that. When you enter the coupon code WEB, the forepay goes from forepay of $5.97 down to forepay of $2.97. So you're going to do 4 monthly installments at $2.97, or at the reduced rate, you can save $191 additional dollars over the forepay. Do it as a single installment of $9.97. That gets you everything. That's a one-time payment of $9.97, and you get everything we just talked about. The 4 bonuses: Platform Builder video series. I showed you the social media calendar for super simple lead generation and the 2 technology platforms. This is a little bit more of a complete training that shows you how to build your platform, get more traffic, leads, and sales. We'd ordinarily sell that for $197. You're getting it baked in. That's bonus number 1. Bonus number 2 is our Speaker Profit Blueprint program, how to get more virtual and live speaking gigs when live speaking comes back. I'm looking forward to that day. It's not anytime soon, but live speaking will come back, and hybrid speaking is certainly here to stay. And you're getting our Speaker Profit Blueprint course. Number 3 is the Private Coaching Success course, how to monetize high-fee private coaching programs, whether you actually consider yourself a coach or not. And that's another $200 program. And then you're going to get a second discounted ticket to our live expert boot camp, where you're going to join like-minded business owners, not in person this time. September 24th and 25th is where you can get that second ticket. So you're coming to that, and you can bring a friend to our live virtual online event, September 24th and 25th of 2020. You also have a 100% guarantee. So 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee. You are totally covered. I got your back. If you do the work, underline, if you do the work, and make the decisions in modules 1 through 4, and you don't feel amazing about your progress and your results, we are happy to give you a 100% refund. Why do you have to do the work? Because of my favorite saying, it's amazing the results you do not get from the work you do not do. So of course you have to do the work and show us that you've done the work. Work through the 4 decision sheets that we give you in modules 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then if for some reason that's not getting you traction, that's not making you feel amazing and clear and focused and motivated, we will certainly give you a 100% refund. So it's getepf.com. The magic coupon code is WEB. Total value of everything I've laid out for you is over $11,000. You're going to get the full EPF course plus lifetime access to the course. You're going to get 90 days of monthly group coaching with me, 3 private coaching sessions with our team to be used over that 90 days to check in, keep you accountable, keep you on track and moving forward. Facebook group for questions, accountability, and community, and I'm in there constantly answering questions, and we'll do a couple Facebook Lives and some fun bonus things. We put some office hours in there sometimes. You literally have nothing to lose. All the risk is on me with the 100% satisfaction guarantee that if you do the work, you will get the results. You will be thrilled with your progress. When you go to getepf.com, coupon code is WEB. Here's what it looks like. You're going to go to getepf.com. That's what this checkout page looks like. You're going to scroll down. There is a spot that says discount coupon. you put in the word web, and then you hit the apply button. $19.97 will become $9.97. For pay of $5.97 will become for pay of $2.97. That's why it's a magic coupon code, and it's web because you're on this webinar with me right now. You're then going to scroll down. You're going to see the discount applied in the shopping carts. Take $1,000 right off the top. So the single pay is $9.97, and you're going to click on that big green button that says enroll now. And here is what you can expect. Karen Batesville came through our program. She says, I had no problem getting booked. I had a problem getting paid. All you're going to do is waste your time if you're not willing to invest a small amount of money that you'll get back many times over. I feel great about my results so far. And Karen was sort of the emerging speaker, emerging consultant. She was in that beginning category. Lisa Hain, another fabulous consultant, she's more of our mid-career example. Within my first 2 weeks, I used your material to close a client for $5,000. I used your exact coaching and tools to sway the client to choose me when their board voted today. I now know how to do this with every prospect going forward. Imagine if you had that capability, that you had that level of clarity and focus and decisions, that you knew how to talk to a prospect so that it would end up in a yes. And then Alan Zimmerman, we worked with a number of years ago. He's a very successful Hall of Fame speaker, 25-year veteran. A lot of people talk a good marketing game. Nobody does it with the pizzazz and brilliance like David. I'm not sure about pizzazz, but I'm happy to take brilliance. Makes marketing a joy instead of a pain. And I love the bottom line results of David's work. He gets my highest recommendation. So again, certified speaking professional, 25-year veteran, Speaker Hall of Fame member. So whether you are just starting out, that corporate refugee, that initial beginner, or 25-year seasoned veteran, this program is going to give you the clarity, the confidence, the control of your consulting and expert-based business that you need. So when you go to getepf.com, pop in the coupon code WEB. Don't forget that. I keep repeating that so you don't forget it. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to get the payment confirmation email. You'll be added to the EPF list of cool people. Yes, we do keep an EPF list of cool people. You're going to get the training portal login so you can start right away, even this afternoon or tonight. You'll get the Facebook group invitation to hop in there with us, and you will get a comprehensive welcome kit email with all of these details in it for you. Here's what to do. We're at our Q&A. We're right on time. Here's what to do right now. Go to getepf.com. Coupon code is WEB, W-E-B. That's going to drop $1,000 right off the program. So you can do a single pay of $9.97 instead of $2,000. You can do a for-pay of $2.97 instead of the for-pay of $5.97. You get 90 days of hands-on mentoring with the exact step-by-step proven system, a little teeny tiny part of which I showed you today to help you grow your consulting and expert business. The bonuses, once again, the platform builder video training to help you get leads like I showed you today, the speaker profit blueprint to help you find real and virtual stages, private coaching success, which is your fastest path to cash, is to grab a couple of private coaching clients and bring them on board. Bonus number 4 is 90% off our 2-day live event in September and the guest pass for that. And of course, you have my personal 30-day 100% money back guarantee that if you do the work, the program will work and you will love it. And if that's not the case for you, we will happily refund your money. So let me go to the question box. We are now officially in Q&A time. What questions do you have about today's training? What questions do you have about any of the teaching, any of the ideas that I shared? And I am happy to take all of the questions, one at a time, of course. And I think Morgan is going to be in the chat window here helping me out with some of the questions. And yeah, we've already got in the chat there, you've got the link, getepf.com, coupon code is WEB. So I am happy to take questions. If you typed a question earlier, by the way, as folks are typing questions in now, if you typed a question in earlier, the chat was lighting up. The chat was going crazy. So please retype your question with my apologies to make you type it in again. but there were just way too many questions flying by and way too many comments flying by that buried the earlier questions. So this would be a good time to re-ask that question, and I'm happy to address all of them. All right. Let's see. Dr. Donnie Hutchinson, thoughts about your 3 circles exercise. I work at the intersection of work-life balance, self-care, and life's priorities for first responders. Okay, parts of that I love, parts of that we can upgrade. So the simple way to do this, Donnie, is to give it, so this I work at the intersection of, it's a conversation starter. It is not the complete conversation. So I would say something like safety, even work-life balance. Gosh, that's 3 words. But something like safety, job satisfaction, and something else for first responders. I love the for first responders, right? So God bless you. Number 1, you're working with like the fire, 911, police, ambulance corps, all of those, first responders and people that are critical. So I love for first responders. And one of my favorite clients, by the way, Joe Serio, he works with 911 call centers and 911 dispatch groups, and he does a ton of work with folks like that. Very, very, very successful. That's Joe Serio, joeserio.com. Joe's a fantastic guy. That is also his niche and his arena. But I would try and simplify those words, Donnie. I would try and, really boil that down to its essence. And then I love that you put in for first responders. Because that is super specific, and of course it's versatile. It covers a lot of different disciplines. And by the way, you've done a great job there implementing what I had a slide about this earlier about depth with variety. Remember the depth with variety conversation? So that's a really good implementation of depth with variety. I like that a lot. All right. Paul is saying, could you please explain lead pages again? These things are free, so why are they opting in? So let's unpack a couple of layers of that. Lead pages is a tool that we use to collect email addresses. So it's not free for us, it's a paid service. People are willing to trade their email address for valuable information. So yes, it's free, but you need to opt in. So you needed to give me your email address to be on this training today. What my responsibility then is to email you other resources, other things, other messages that are valuable to you, knowing that everyone, all of our 38,000 people that get our emails every single day, we are 1 click away from having you unsubscribe. If something comes across as irrelevant, if we start abusing our honored place in your inbox, of course, you're going to unsubscribe because you feel that you're not getting value from being on our distribution list. But when you're offering something like the videos, like the cheat sheets, like the infographics, like the one-pagers, like the PDFs or the small ebooks, those things have tangible value. And people are very willing, like you saw the examples from Jay Baer and Mark Hunter, and from me, they are very willing to trade their email address for something of value, and then it's your responsibility to maintain that value through your entire email relationship with that new subscriber. So that's why they're willing to opt in and give you their email address, because they're expecting value and they're expecting relevance to show up in their inbox. Jennifer says, does this mean that a blog is a must-have, or could you post it on LinkedIn? Great question. So a blog is not a must-have. I use blog in a generic sense. You could simply make this a static page on your website. You can certainly put this on LinkedIn and then simply share it as a LinkedIn status update or in certain LinkedIn groups. So technically speaking, Jennifer, you don't have to have the blog functionality on your website. Most websites already have a blog. So I just use that as kind of a generic term. But you do not have to, that's not another thing that has to be on your absolutely have to have list. I'm getting a couple of questions here about how much work will this take on a weekly basis? Because if people are afraid, like, oh my God, this is a lot of work. Now, remember what I said a couple of times already, that our whole expert profit formula philosophy is to keep things super simple. I showed you Al Einstein, right? My job, our whole coaching team's job is to make things as simple as possible for you, but not simpler. I tell people it's about 5 hours a week. If you put in a good solid 5 hours a week, meaning 1 hour per day, you can even take weekends off if you want to, take Saturday and Sunday off, but work Monday through Friday, 1 hour a day through the 4 sets of video trainings that are in the portal. Module 1, Module 2, Module 3, Module 4. Work on the clarity, the focus, the decisions. Fill out, the activities, the action steps, the implementation steps that we walk you through. It's literally not more than an hour a day. It's not more than an hour a day. And as you're doing that, you are getting the clarity, you are developing the focus, you are making the decisions, you are turning some things on, you are turning some things off, you're getting rid of the distraction, you're getting rid of the confusion, you're eliminating that gray cloud of uncertainty that's hanging over your business right now. And we are here to help you. I am here to help you. I just posted a video this morning, as a matter of fact, because there were some consistent themes that were coming up with our expert profit formula group. And I said, okay, I'm going to do a 5-minute video. I'm going to unpack this. We're going to talk about this right here, right now, even before their next coaching call, even before our next group call, even before our next office hours call. So literally, we are there to help you at every turn, at every step. I would love you to take advantage of the program. Hop over to getepf.com. Do the 50% savings with the coupon code WEB, W-E-B, and we will see you inside the program. You can literally get started on that tonight. All right. Dave says, what would be your best advice on how to price consulting offers? Well, that's like saying, how much does a car cost or how much does a house cost? We definitely have fee setting and fee getting strategies in the program for all of these different profit centers, for speaking, for coaching, for training, for consulting, for sponsorship, license, all these different kinds of things. I think the best thing to do would be to hop into the program, jump on your initial coaching call with your coach or your initial group call with me, and then we can sort out the value-based fees that you should be charging based on the client outcomes that you're generating. This, of course, depends on you. It depends on your topic, your niche, your expertise, depends on what kind of clients you work with, has a whole bunch of factors. So to say, hey, how do you price consulting? That's not a pat answer. And anyone who gives you a pat answer, I would run the other way because they don't know what real consulting is about. So I would encourage you, just hop into the program. Let's get it sorted out. It's going to give you the clarity, the focus, the decisions, the marching orders, and the fee getting strategies that will pay for the program many, many, many times over. Faith, I think I just answered your question. You're one of the questions that I said I'm getting some of these questions. How many hours does this course take to complete? How long does it take to watch the 26 videos? Great question. So the videos themselves are between 5 and I think the longest one is like 12 minutes long. So they are meant to be short shots of espresso. These are little cappuccino bites. You are not going to be sitting in there watching an hour-long, 45-minute long, mega session like this one today. I obviously wanted to make today a very thorough, very in-depth 90-minute experience plus Q&A plus. They are short. They are concise. They are simple. They are easy to consume. They are mobile friendly. Everything is broken down into baby steps and micro actions. So it is very easy to consume. It's very easy to act on. And Faith, again, I would encourage you, I would invite you, hop into the program with us, getepf.com. Coupon code is WEB. Take 50% off the single pay option. Take 50% off the easy pay, the 4-pay option, and let's get you in there. If for some reason I'm wrong or some reason I'm crazy, that is on me. So if you do the work and you do not agree with me that it's some of the best investment you've made in your business, because you've done the work, you've made the decisions, and for some reason you're still not getting the clarity or the results, we will happily refund 100% of your investment. All right. So Fahad is saying, what are the guarantees? Well, I just went over that, so I guess I'm one step ahead here, half a step ahead. How about languages, non-English in this case? Sadly, English only. I speak English. The program is in English. It is not in other languages. So we don't have it translated into, French or Japanese or Arabic or anything else. All right. Roger says, how are you able to book business when companies are laying people off, closing businesses, downsizing, and their budgets are shrinking? So some budgets are shrinking and some budgets are being massively reallocated, like event budgets and training budgets and travel budgets. So you can look at it from a scarcity standpoint, like, oh my gosh, they're laying people off, they're losing, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, but they're also saving hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars on things like corporate travel, business, food, lodging, events, conferences, training, conventions, trade shows, etc. So that money is being reallocated as long as you are not in the nice to have category. And one of the things that we work on, of course, in Expert Profit Formula is moving you out of the nice to have quadrant and putting you in the have to have quadrant. Companies are hiring. Companies are hiring all kinds of consultants, trainers, coaches, experts. I mentioned the 8 different expert models, and they're totally hiring subject matter experts, mentors, advisors, coaches, consultants, facilitators. The mantra, Roger, is solve bigger problems, get bigger checks. And if the world has bigger problems now than ever before, which it does, your expertise is in demand now more than ever. This is like saying, oh my God, there's death and disease and pestilence everywhere, and I'm a doctor, and I've got the cure, and I've got the treatment. Well, I guess everyone's sick, so I'll just go home. No, when it's death and pestilence and starvation and disease throughout the land, the services of a doctor are more in demand, not less, right? The services of a doctor are more in demand, not less. You are the doctor. You are the business first responder that can help these companies survive the current situation and thrive later and rebuild their future into the new normal. Now, I believe that. If you don't believe that, you should hop into Expert Profit Formula and we will get you to believe it ASAP. So pop over to getepf.com. Coupon code is WEB, W-E-B. Remember to hit the apply button and you will get in for the preferential webinar only rate, $9.97 as a single pay. 4 pay is $297 over the next 4 months, and you will make that money back in spades if you implement. All right, Jennifer's asking, does this program include review and advice regarding current marketing materials and or website, or is that a separate service? If you want to use 1 or 2 of your coaching calls for that, absolutely. We're happy to look at the articulation and the messaging. What I'd recommend, though, Jennifer, is when you hop in, when you go to getepf.com and put in the coupon code WEB and hop in with us, I would have you do the exercises and do the assignments that specifically talk about articulation, distinction, messaging, and packaging. Rework that, and then let's talk about that on your first coaching call. So don't worry about what you have now. What you have now is probably not cutting it. When you go in and you see our methodology, training, and tools around how to articulate your fabulousness and how to talk about what you do so people lean forward and go, wow, I want that, I get that, I need that, we got to bring you in. We got to work with you. Give me your card. This is something we want to work on ASAP. If you want that kind of response, go in, do the exercises, do the activities that we recommend that you do the messaging, do the packaging the way that we recommend, and then let's have your first coaching call be about that. And then we can check your work. We can give you some suggestions, improvements, tune, tweak, refine, etc. All right. Sunny says, is there any site or material that you can recommend for content creation? Well, The best content creation comes out of your brain. And that's what I said, that the world doesn't need information. Sonny, the world needs insight. Insight, advice, guidance, recommendation, your slant, your perspective, your biases, your prejudices, your contrarian opinions. So in my book called Do It Marketing, the book that came out back in 2013, I have chapters called Branding is BS. Branding is BS is contrarian to every other marketing book. I have another chapter in there say, don't waste your time following up with prospects. Follow up is for schmucks. Follow up leads to chasing. Do not follow up with prospects. Make the presentation, invite them to do business with you. The decision makers will make a decision. The non-decision makers will disappear and ghost you. Why are you following up with non-decision makers? So I put contrarian, almost inflammatory, divisive comments and statements and advice out into the marketplace. Why do I do that? And we teach this and we show you how to do this with your content inside the program. Here's why we do this. Because if you don't risk turning some people off, you will never turn anybody on. Write that down somewhere. If you don't risk turning some people off, you will never turn anybody on. That is hugely, hugely important. The vanilla, middle of the road, hedging your bets, look like, sound like, act like every other consultant, that is a guaranteed recipe for obscurity. That is a guaranteed recipe not to get hired. That is a guaranteed recipe to blend in. And we don't want that. We do not want that. Carol says, if I can't attend the September dates, which are September 24th and 25th, can you get me into next year instead? The answer is yes. We're happy to reschedule that live event, live/virtual or live/in-person, depending on when and where. The September event is definitely live/virtual. So, Carol, if you're not able to make that, we will definitely pop you into the next one. We will pop you into the next one. What other questions can I answer? I know our time has run out here, but I know people are still on here. It's been a marathon masterclass. I so much appreciate all the kind words, all the kudos, all the great comments. I do not want to leave any question unanswered, so feel free, last licks. I'm happy to hang out here for another 5 minutes. Any other questions about today's training, today's teaching, or the Expert Profit Formula program that you're going to hop into at getepf.com. Use the coupon code WEB for the webinar special pricing. Chop the $19.97 down to $9.97. Chop the 4-pay down to 4-pay of $2.97 to make this easy, affordable, profitable, and fun. What other questions can I answer? I'm just going to take a quick little march through the question box here and see what else is cooking. Carol says, love this. Awesome. Fahad says, what do I need to prepare for the initial call or coaching session? That's going to be in your welcome kit email. So don't worry about that. We'd love to have you in the program. Glad to see you signed up. That's tremendous. Sunny says, thank you so much. Jennifer says, just signed up. Fred says, I'm in. Roger says, right on. Dell and Dave and Faith. An hour a day for how long? An hour a day for probably, so Faith, this is Faith's question. An hour a day for probably 8 to 10 weeks. This would be 8 to 10 weeks of focused work to completely shift, reinvent, pivot, flex your business to be post-COVID-19, hyper-relevant, in demand, articulation, distinction, packaging, offers, target market, niche, depending on where you're coming in, Faith, right? So it might be more or less. If you're a seasoned consultant or a seasoned expert, it might be more. If you're less seasoned, it might be less. If you already have some of these things dialed in, but you want to benchmark everything. You want to double check everything. You don't want to assume that what you were doing even back in January of 2020 is good enough or going to be working today, because it's probably not. It's probably not. Charlie says the juice is worth the squeeze. And a couple more thank yous. And Billy says, I am in. Awesome. Great to have you back. And Sean says, thank you, thank you, thank you. Of course, my pleasure. Great. Okay, well, wonderful, folks. I don't see any more questions coming in, even though there's like 50 some people still on the call. So God bless you there for hanging in. Anything else I can answer for anyone else? Feel free to email me. My email is simply david@doitmarketing.com. We would love to see you in the program. Hop over to that link that is still open now, getepf.com, getepf.com. Coupon code is WEB, W-E-B. That's your special webinar only Magic Beans Secret Pass to get into our Expert Profit Formula program. Thank you to all the folks who I've already seen signing up. Totally fantastic to have you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Everybody else, pop on that link. We will see you next time. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for coming.